Hello everyone, in this video we're going to talk about the wonderfully dynamic and versatile Les Paul. It does so much more than many people realise. Now it would be an absolute travesty if you were to just always leave the volumes and tone on 10 and just use the bridge pickup all the time. There's so much more to this guitar. We're going to figure out how we can get the best from it with 5 simple tricks. By the way, these ideas are not exclusive to just the Les Paul, but really any guitar with a similar kind of configuration of pickups, tone and volume controls. The first thing is, for those of you that don't have a Les Paul, but maybe you're thinking about getting one, you've got a bridge pickup with its own tone and volume control, and you've got a neck pickup with its own tone and volume control. And of course you can use both pickups at the same time and blend them. The first experience people have with a Les Paul is they sometimes find the neck pickup can sound quite dark. It's quite a nice sound, but you might not like that darkness. There is a way of fixing it. So what we can do is we can actually EQ the amplifier to suit that pickup first, like this. So I'm going to add, let me just show you first of all how dark this sounds. So here's my bridge pickup. It's kind of, it's bright, but it's not too much. Here's the in-between. Here's the neck. It's warm, but it's quite loud, it's very bassy, and I don't know if it's picking up through the mic down here or through the YouTube algorithm's compression, but hopefully you can hear that it's a little bit muddy if you're in the mix for recording or even live. So what we can do is we can brighten up the amplifier here, so let's go crazy. So this is quite a responsive EQ as well. So we've now got a much clearer sounding neck pickup, and when I go to the bridge, it's too much. I don't know if you can hear that, but in the room it's taking my face off. So what I do is I then EQ that pickup on the guitar's controls. Bear in mind they're passive controls, so we can't boost anything, we can only cut. And that's why you need to EQ the amp for this pickup and then cut treble frequencies for this pickup with the tone control. So I'm going to roll this back. Okay, now we've got a bit more. Okay, so now we've got more of a balance. We've got this. Nothing's taking my face off. I hope you can hear that in the room, but there's still a difference. This very much still sounds like a bridge pickup, and that still very much sounds like a warm and woody neck pickup without being muddy. The next trick is something you saw me doing in the intro, where I use this as a kill switch. So here's an example of what you can do. I'm going to put some distortion on here, and I'm going to turn the volume off on the neck pickup like this, and I get this kind of sound. Of course, you can go a step further, again like I did in the intro, and you can do a kind of fake scratch pad kind of sound where you just move your hands across the strings, especially with lots of gain like this. So I've got this sound. It's not a very nice sound, it's very sensitive, but if I use the kill switch very quickly, I can get this kind of fake scratch sound. Sometimes in a gig you may find that your bridge pickup is lacking in something, maybe a little bit of thickness. So it's always a good idea to use the tone control to get more from the sound. So here is my tone control full. Here's it rolled down. This is a really severe example here. So I'm going to roll this back almost 2/3 of the way. That was Money for Nothing by Dire Straits, which I think was played on a sort of half-cocked wah pedal. But you can emulate that effect by turning your tone down, and it's a very thick nasal sound. So what I'm going to do is now, I'm going to do something that's a little bit more commonplace, which is to just roll the tone back ever so slightly. So instead of this, it just takes a little bit of the sharpness away if you want that sound. And it's a bit thicker sounding. So it's no surprise that you can blend pickups, but most people will just go between neck and bridge and maybe in the middle with everything on full the whole time. What you sometimes find is if you're playing, say, something funky, you might go to reach for your Strat with position 2 or 4, something like that, but you can actually play funk on a Les Paul by blending pickups. Now what I do is, here's my go-to. I'm going to go for the middle position, and this sounds kind of funky. Have a listen. So everything on full for now. Now I don't know if that's picking up through YouTube, but it's a little bit too bassy. That's going to clutter up the mix. So what I'm going to do is, instead of messing around with my settings on my amplifier, which in the middle of a gig I don't want to have to do, I'm actually going to roll back the volume on the neck pickup only. So ever so slightly, so it's still on about 80%. Okay, so it's already tighter. I'm now going to put a little bit of compression on with the pedal, just to really tighten everything up a little bit. I've now got this. Finally, this last idea is a bit of a golden oldie. If you want to change from a clean to a distortion sound, you can do it on the amp, you can do it on your foot switches, but you can do it all on a guitar, especially one like this. So basically what you do is you have a lower volume for your neck pickup, which actually drives the amp not so hard, so you get this much cleaner sound. In fact, I'll put a load of distortion on here. Okay, so here's my distortion sound, neck pickup, sorry, bridge pickup and 4. That's a lot of gain. I can actually go to my neck, roll the volume down, and get a fairly clean sound. Now the cleanness of that sound is limited by how much gain. You don't want to go too high gain on the pedal because you'll never get it quite clean. But most people use a bit too much gain anyway. It actually compresses the sound more. So I'm going to turn the gain down ever so slightly. This will still sound pretty high gain on the bridge. In fact, there's still tons of gain. And then on the neck pickup, if that's too dark, again, we can do our first trick of turning up the EQ on the amp a little bit. Let's do it now. So a bit more brightness for our clean sound. Then go to the bridge pickup, but turn the tone down a little bit. Now, if you still find that you can't quite balance those pickups, a really simple thing you can do is lower the height of one of the pickups, especially the neck. So if you drop that down, it just lowers the volume, because people can find the low end quite overpowering. The other thing as well is you can sometimes notice a little bit more sustain when you do this, because the magnets of the pickup aren't pulling on the string and dampening that vibration so much. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope that was useful to you. If so, please click like and subscribe. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.